y'all, what's up? Your girl G here. Welcome back to my channel. Now look, your girl's playing catch up. I just got home, just got back from Thanksgiving break, so I got a lot of catching up to do. I got Love/Life After Lockup, which is what I'm gonna do now. Then I gotta do Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and Salt Lake City, because even though it was Thanksgiving holiday, the show still came on and stuff. So I definitely got some catching up to do now that I'm finally home and a little bit rejuvenated from the energy, because you know, once you get to eating, boy, that itis kick in, then you don't want to do nothing after. So I hope everybody had a good holidays, you know, ate good food. I got some leftovers in the refrigerator that right after I do this, I'm finna smash. But let's go ahead and, you know, knock out these videos, okay? So first, y'all, let's get into Life After Lockup. We're gonna do this real quick, and then hopefully I'll be able to edit and get the other ones to y'all as well. So Life After Lockup, I know I missed last time, but last time honestly was like kind of a filler-ish episode, and I just was dealing with so much stuff I couldn't give it to y'all. But nonetheless, honestly, to this episode is kind of a continuation of that. So let's go ahead and get the little yangs out the way. Melissa and Louis. So Melissa, y'all know she was wedding dress shopping, and her sister Sherry, Donna, and her other friend Fran, they all, you know, they as she was getting dressed was like, oh, the rings, you know, you think he got it? Did he steal it? Like, shoot, did it fall off the back of a truck? Do you know a homeboy that know a homeboy that, you know, that know a homeboy that stole? Like, what is it? Oops, sorry, y'all. And so the sister, obviously, you know, realizing that Louis went to jail for armed robbery. Then you got, you know, the fact that she dated a addict herself. This is all too triggering for her. But Fran, now Miss Fran, y'all know what I say. Now, Miss Fran, Melissa, you might want to keep your good eye on that one, okay? Because it wasn't the fact that she was concerned. It was the things that she was concerned about and the way she went about expressing those concerns that had me kind of little on the, I need to keep my eye on you. So she basically is telling her, like, girl, you know, do you have insurance on it? Do you even know if it's real? That's what I think the friend was trying. I think the friend wanted to know if that ring was real or not, because let's be real, it was a nice ring. It was a very nice ring. And well over 2 carats. And I think more than anything, the friend was just shocked that Louis actually got something right. You know, one of the hard things about being a friend of somebody or a family member or whatever, just an outside person looking at another relationship and you don't like the person that they're with, you're not happy when they do things right the few times, because now whoever is in a relationship with them that you love, they're gonna ignore all the other BS that they've done because, oh, they did this sweet thing. So now you just kind of like roll your eyes with it and you're not really happy for it in the moment. But in this situation, it's different because Melissa, you do have a man who came out and got his own car, you know, started doing his own jobs. Granny don't like the fact that he is, you know, training, but Louis hasn't really given Melissa any inkling of reason to believe he would be back in that life or anything like that. So that's why it's a little bit different. So she was like, I mean, do you even know? And so Melissa goes to the little jewelry store, and from the minute he put the little eye tester on it, he was like, oh, you know, nice clarity, you know, this. And they were like, you know, because the friend was like, you know, they make, you know, lab grown diamonds. And even the dude was like, oh, so that's why you came here. Like, y'all want to know if the ring is real or fake. Let's be real. So not only is it a real diamond, bitch, it's a damn good one, because it's a he appraised it at $24,000. The friend wasn't ready for that. Fran was not ready for that. So now not only is it real, now she want to throw it back to, well, I mean, you know, how did he get it though? You know, did he know somebody? Like, did he get it from a pawn shop? Like, the fact that they found out it was real and actually a dang good diamond should have been enough, but it wasn't. So now when the dude comes by and was like, but there is this one thing, usually on the band, there has to be a statement or a marker of what type of metal is being used, For this, we tested it and it came up like straight up, 14 or 24 karat, like white silver or whatever, and so we know what it is. Like, we know it's a diamond. We know like everything's about it is valid. It's just that typically, it's required. It can be, it's illegal, that the ring doesn't have it. And so it was Melissa being like, what do you mean illegal? Like, illegal here? And the man was like, well, illegal. And she was like, the friend was like, no, illegal is illegal everywhere. Like, the way she said that, I was like, like the way she said it, she was like, well, I mean, illegal is illegal everywhere. And I really think the friend was just kind of meaning that the appraiser was really just kind of meaning, I'm thinking in regards of like, if you want to, pawn this one day, or if you want to, take it to another jewelry shop and have them get it, like they're gonna want, the information on the diamond. But it was just the fact that y'all found out that this is actually a valid thing and it wasn't enough for Fran. It's kind of giving real, I don't want to, it's not that it's like jealousy I'm feeling. It could be, because I hate the minute like a girl don't be having for a friend is like, oh, she's just because she's jealous. But I don't know, Fran is giving, it's more than just that. I think it's the whole picture. Now it's, Melissa, Louis, they're the hot couple, they're on a TV show. I think it's the whole thing that has Fran a little, insecure. And then the fact that, I mean, Louis is a good looking dude. Like, Louis, I have a soft spot for Louis. I really do, because he be trying. And like, I'm going to give effort where it's actually genuinely deserved and where I don't feel like, because I'll get into it, okay? I'll do it. But Louis, you got to give credit where it's due. Like, Louis is doing and setting and doing what he said he was going to do. So, I mean, that's got to be, something to Melissa, but it ain't. So when she go back to Louis and was like, hey, he was like, how was your day? She was like, well, kind of good. He was like, oh, Lord. She was like, promise you won't get mad. He was like, how you gonna ask? Like, I'll try not to get mad. So she was like, well, we took the ring to the appraiser, and he was like, wait a minute. What? She was like, well, they had me worried that it was, real or fake, or, and I was really doing it for you, because the man said it's illegal if you have like the marker on it. So I was really doing it for you. She really kept trying to gaslight him into believing it was for you. Like, I mean, I'm worried about you, because you could go to jail. Louis was like, who ain't going to jail is me. Because I got a receipt. I got a, bill of sale. I've got a certificate on that diamond. Who ain't finna go to jail is me. Like, so let's not. And so she was like, I was just really, I just didn't want you to get in trouble. He was like, why would you think I would even put myself in that situation or bring something that could, get back to you getting in trouble? Like, that's what you think of me? Like, get it. Yes, I was a convict, but like, to have me out here, you think I'm living like a felon? Like, you as my fiance, like, you supposed to be the one person, god dang, that, believe in me just a little bit. And the only reason I'm going to back Louis in him saying that is the fact that his actions have matched. Now, if we ain't talking about Joey, which we're going to get into Joey next. Now, we ain't talking about a Joey. We see the difference in Louis and Joey. So now Melissa done realize she done effed up, I think. And Fran, Melissa, I'm telling you, keep Fran on your close watch list, okay? So moving on. Who else? Let's just go ahead and do Joey and Kimmy, because that's who's on my mind right now. So Joey and Kimmy, y'all know Joey took a piss test, failed it, was on that cocaine, okay, that Griselda, that Blanco, okay, I thought good stuff, okay, you got the stuff, he got that, okay, and so he leave per usual in a car that ain't his. The fact that he feels so comfortable driving off in this goddamn car is what is killing me, okay? So he leave, come back. She was in the room, could barely see, but he came back in. And he said he allegedly about another test. Because Kimmy's looking at him like, I ain't finna do it. Like, I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it. I'm not finna be in this life. I had an ex who was the same way. Like, you need to start telling me the truth. He's like, well, you need to start believing me. When I feel like you trust me is when I can tell you stuff. And Kimmy's like, that's not how it worked. Like, no, you supposed to tell me the truth. Like, you're supposed to come to me with the truth So then I can trust you. Joey got this all ass backwards, okay? Talking about you got to show you believe me for me to tell you, sir. Joey, you is a lie and a half if I ever seen one, because all you do, he kills me with the what you mean. Every time she asks a question, I mean, what do you mean? What you mean? What is that? What you mean? It's like he just, what you mean is, what is that? What do you want? Like the conversation to death, because he really don't want to be answering questions. And he just leaves dead air, and for Kimmy to basically walk away, because it's like you're not really answering the question. So now she's like, so now all of a sudden you pissed clean this time, but you did, you passed last time. And he was like, what you mean? What do you mean? What does that mean? You don't see this as unfamiliar? Or like, quite conspicuous, the fact that you pissed dirty and now it's clean, and I just saw you, last night or whatever. And he was like, sometimes the tests be faulty. Man, yay or nay if them the hoes be faulty, but which is more likely, your ass doing drugs or having a faulty test? Sorry, I take the latter part. I'll take smack for 100, Your Honor. Okay, so yeah, so she is just over. She's like, I'm not finna do this with Joey. Like, if you're gonna do this, like, I can't live that life, Joey. I can't. Well, Fran come over, and we see a little flash 3 months later, Joey ass getting locked up. She dropping him off because now he gotta go to rehab to stay from prison. Now he told her it was Delta 8. How many of y'all believe it was that Delta? Because basically what it is, we know the pens, Delta 8, Delta 9, like they're THC derivatives. So they kind of like toe the line of being weed, but it's in a form that's not technically THC. So it's legal, but nonetheless, it's still THC on your drug test. And I feel like he purposely was doing the Delta 1, or he just told her it was a Delta because he didn't want to tell her what it really was, because she said that was the third one that he failed. So it's like, the third one as in like they have tested you 3 times, and now it's like 3 times you out, like you finna go back to jail unless you do rehab. But also too, you need to be going to court. So Kim, I hope you ain't not going into court to see, because I know they reading off what he's peeing dirty for. It's more than just weed, girl. That man, he walk around with his eyes hanging low to the floor, the will wobble to the floor. His eyelids is always droopy, and you say to my, it's something else. It's something else, because he should have all this energy. The energy is going to the that he with that he. I'm sorry, Kimberly. That's what's happening. He doing the smack, and then he's wasting all that energy on whatever his big bike wide hips is getting. Okay. The girl who's getting energy, she's out there somewhere while he out all late night. He talking about, oh, sometimes I just be washing the car. Sometimes I just go to the store. Like, all night? Okay. So now Tatum come over. She got to tell Tatum he in the rehab. Tatum's like, don't surprise me. And so she's like, well, how is everything else doing? Because at the end of the day, Kimmy, you know what's up. You know what the right decision is, but I know I can't tell you nothing because you're going to do what you want to do. So Kimmy basically is like, she knows what she needs to do, but the problem is her kids have started calling this man daddy now. And this is where I be having issues with all you bitches who be introducing your kids to a nigga that you aren't even sure should stay around in the picture. Kimmy was so dead set on Joey just being the one that you... The minute he comes out of jail, throw him in the house with your kids. Like, now you are indebted to taking care of this man. And not only do you know that, but he knows that. He knows that, Kimmy. More than anybody, he knows your dumb ass is going to take care of it. Which is why you playing mommy to him. You paying for his car, paying for his everyday expenses. And he's just running up a check, okay? Running it up. And you are not doing nothing about it, Kimmy. But now you say, oh, I got to get back on my single mother stuff, not dependent on nobody. You know how crazy that is to literally have a grown-ass man in your house and talk about, I can't depend on him. And Tatum was just looking at her like, oh, I just want to do something to shake her. But she's so determined to think that, Joey is the only man out there. And Tatum was just looking at her like, girl, like, you really... you don't have to do this, you know? And she was like, so she's like, I know I could tell you like leave him, but you're not. She's like, and I'm not. She's like, because you love him. She's like, I do. And it's like, girl, love ain't the problem. That man is finna snort you up house to home. And now you and your kids gonna be default on a goddamn house that your daddy got a name on too. Like, you're not thinking about this long term, okay? Jesus, take the wheel. Um, so yeah, y'all pray for Kimmy, you know, cause she sure gonna need it. She gonna be bald headed, sitting in the corner, scrubbing her edges out, drinking all that boxed wine, okay, or Mike's Deep Eddy's hard lemonade, okay. You know the white folks love a good hard White Claw, okay. So moving on, real fast, let's get into Justine and Michael. Long story short, she due for the baby earlier than expected, okay. They were supposed to be doing it like I think the day after Manhattan's birthday, which was like a week away. But the doctor is like, you know what? We do this like 2-3 days from now. So she's crying because she's feeling like, oh my God, you know. Oh, I don't know why my throat all of a sudden got scratchy. So she is crying. She's all emotional, pregnant, hormones, you know, all that stuff. But at the end of the day, she's like, you know, I feel so bad because, you know, my daughter deserves the first birthday, you know, regardless, you know, she didn't get, she's not the reason any is happening. It's me. Like, my daughter finna have a cake on her birthday. But the doctor is telling her also too, like, okay, look, don't be doing nothing. Don't be lifting up your kids. Like, sit your ass down somewhere. Like, girl, you are high risk. What is not clicking? And not only that, she's had multiple C-sections. Now she had the baby too god dang fast. You done had a baby again before your uterus could even fully heal to be productive for the other baby. You know, y'all sitting there joking like, haha, if you stay up off me. He like, haha, if you close your legs. No, haha, both of you, because y'all were being really irresponsible. And Michael, you need to quit it with this. Well, you know, if God, you know, if I believe, you know, God always has his hands on it. That's why the mama was like, don't give me that bull, because at the end of the day, it ain't in God's hands, it's in yours. Like, let's stop. Y'all keep having these kids. And I think the only reason Justine had this one, I think she's a girl who just doesn't believe in termination. And so be it. Like, your belief is your belief. But if you are a woman who doesn't believe in, you know, terminating pregnancies, then, you know, you got to basically nut up or shut up. So now she's having this baby, and it's hard as a parent to just kind of admit like, oh, this baby kind of was a mistake, or this baby just wasn't planned, you know. And now you got to call and tell her mama, and she's upset, telling her mom, she's like, I need you to get here like yesterday because it's an emergency. So the mama's like, what do you mean an emergency? She's like, Mom, it's just an emergency. And she's like, girl, this better be an emergency. And she's like, I'll call you when I get out this appointment. She hung up. And Justine was kind of like, what, you know, what would I expect? Like, that's always been my mother. She's always been hard on me ever since I was a kid. She had her first baby at 17. Of course, the mama wouldn't be happy about that. Not only that, she said that the baby father couldn't come in on that one. The second one, she didn't let the baby father come in that one either. And she had to walk her behind to, I think, a doctor's appointment or to either give birth. And so I'm hearing these things, and just at face value, they sound a little effed up. But also, I feel like her mother is a practical and logistical woman. So I would love to hear the backstories of why those things happened. Because a little bit, Justine, as your mama said, you insist on making life harder for you. And it almost like went also too when she kept saying like, her mama, every time I had a child, like fell through for me. I almost kind of feel like subconsciously she's like having these babies to try to wait to have this moment where her mom of like, oh, feeling like she'll be there for me. Like, maybe this baby, she'll be there for me. Maybe this baby. Yo, mama is not looking at it as like, oh, you know, keep having these babies, I'll be there for you. Because you're not thinking about the other part of it. Like, Justine, you need to heal that mama wound. Your mama does seem like a hard ass, but she's giving a hard ass for real reasons, and you just don't like it. That's what it's giving. Because your mama was telling the truth. 9 babies is too much. You got too much going on. Nobody right now got 9 kids. Like, your mama was being realistic. And that's why you didn't want to tell her nothing. But, you know, she wants to be like, you know, my mother's always been that way. You know, I was never good enough. You know, y'all should really talk that out. but it still don't change the fact that your mama most likely 9 times 10 was right about this baby situation. Now, luckily, she's getting her tubes tied. Thank goodness, because she don't need them hoes no more. So yeah, they'll be delivering the baby early. Who is next? We had Louis, Melissa, Justine. I talked about Kimmy and Joey. Bianca and Daniel. So Bianca, she gets her friend Haley, right? Haley comes down to visit. Bianca's being real sad, real, mopey. And she gets Haley back to the crib. And, Bianca's main thing is like, he ain't gave me no ring, we're fighting all the time. The sex is trash. Cause I know in her mind, she was probably thinking, shoot, I'm about to get some of that prison Zeke that everybody be talking about when he get out of jail, put it down. Like, no, that's not what you got. She was like, we could do a little more foreplay. No, she didn't get what she was hoping for, okay? And so now she's disappointed. And so Bianca, part of that also too is you need to be telling him what to do. You sitting there expecting him to just know what to do with your body. This man has been in jail for a multitude of years. Like, you kind of are an experiment for him at this moment. But nonetheless, Haley comes. She kind of introduced herself to Daniel. They just kind of really make small talk with her. Her and Bianca go to bed. She asked, what's up with them? Like, what made you like her? And he speaks about, him relapsing, and she was like, I've been in a relationship with an addict. Like, it's not fun, and he was like, I don't plan on doing that. And a part of me does believe Daniel. He seems very steadfast, and the fact that he is, very steadfast with Bianca and her drinking. I kind of get like Louis feels. Like, he feels, steadfast in his sobriety this time. But yeah, so when Bianca wakes up before taking Haley to the airport, she goes to pick up some bagels, breakfast, or whatever. So this is finally time for Haley to speak with Daniel. And so she was like, so, let's finally talk. Like, so what's up with you and Bianca? Like, she sees marriage, and you haven't proposed, sir. Like, I know men, like, they know what they want. So what do you want? And he gave her the same answer that he'd been telling everybody. Look, I love her, but I just think, like, right now is not the time. Like, it wouldn't be good for, the both of us. And Haley did appreciate the fact that she's like, I'm glad that both of them aren't on this, like, whirlwind fairy tale. Like, oh, we're going to get married, da-da-da-da. Like, she's like, at least one of them isn't, just rolling the ball that fast. So I do like the fact that Daniel is like, no, like, we're not ready. But from her standpoint, a woman who has been, paying the tab for 2-3 years, then you get out, she relocates, buys an apartment. For her, it's like, she's viewing this from I've already been in this thing with you 3 years, So Daniel is trying to put the timer on now that he's just out. But you can't do that because this woman's been invested multitude years and financially, which is another reason why Haley's like, so do you see yourself for her or not? Like, because she'll keep investing. He's like, why would she do that? Because she wants to be with you. And he was like, but, she wants to be happy, or like she wants these things with you. He's like, well, a ring is not going to fix that. And he's dog ass right though. But it's a thing of what he's saying is, he's waiting for Bianca to mature, and because they were like, well, if you like, you won't want to be with her or whatever, like, who's gonna break it off? And he was like, when I stop believing that we can't do it, then I'll break up with her, but she'll also break with me if I don't give her a ring. He's like, whichever one comes first, because in his mind, he's like, she's young, like, she's gonna mature and see that, like, right now, what, let's get to know each other, let's finally move in. Okay, now get adapted to each other, actually spend time with each other in real life, versus her where it's like, where's my ring? And she keeps doing and buying all these things thinking that it's going to get her a ring. Hell, she's delusional in the fact of thinking that a baby's going to get her a ring faster. Her friend was just like, no, friend. A baby, this is not a moment to be like, oh, if a baby comes in, whatever. No, bitch. Like, So we'll see which one comes first, but do I believe Daniel gonna walk away? Cause he got a sugar mama at this point. That nigga ain't going nowhere. at all. And so now when Haley's dropping her off, she's feeling Bianca in on the conversation. And how he basically like, oh, you know, when I look back, I realized like maybe I did kind of like love bomb her, but not intentionally. You know, no, it was intentional. You, like you said, you was in the hole. You didn't want her to go nowhere. And so you thought, well, you know what? Let me hear her say I'm proposing. You know, let me say that. And then now you're realizing it wasn't a thing of like, oh, you know, because he doesn't regret the things that he said. I think he regrets going that far. Okay, I think he regrets, you know, dropping that bomb because that ain't what he really wanted. He was just saying what he needed to have her stay with him through the whole, basically. So yeah, you know, Daniel, you another little sneaky slippery one too, but we'll see how this plays out. Next is Teenie and Rob. Yeah, so y'all know Teenie and Rob's mom got into it, okay? And so Rob has his mom over, you know, the kids, they're super sweet. When the mama come in, she's like, you know, he been calling me, you know, so it's like, I do miss my son, so let me go see about him. So she goes through the house, actually, and then, like, walks out to him. I was kind of like, okay, that's weird. Like, there wasn't no back gate or nothing to go, like, get to the back, but okay. So Teenie, she had her job, and just like Rob used to be playing, you know, investigator while he was locked up, now Teenie can do the same thing. She got cameras to the outside. So she sees that it went from the kids and Rob having a little chit chat to Rob's mom and his brother. Speaking of, brother was fine too. Had baby soft skin. Okay, the genes was gening. Okay, the DNA was NA-ing. Okay, 23andMe-ing, because both of them got the same, like, they are their mom's sons. Like, she have nice, good looking sons, nice skin and everything. Okay. So he was like, you know, mama, like, what's up? And the mom is just kind of feeling like, we all feel like, you know, you don't want to be with us, be around us, you know. It's just like, if you don't want to be around us, then just say that, you know. And that's not what it is for him. He's like, Mom, I don't think you realize, like, I just got out of jail and you're not really giving me no time to, like, figure this out. And she's like, all I'm hearing is excuses, you know. And the mama is missing the fact that you're no longer first. He now has a wife and kids. And to the mama, no matter how much, you know, she's, you know, not seeing the kids as just like these horrible extensions, at the end of the day, she knows they may rob motherfucking kids biologically. So she feels like they not finna come before me. You know, they shouldn't come before me, your mama who gave birth to you. And that's what the mama has been upset about, because remember, her thing is Teenie wasn't helping, just like the ex was. Mama want money. That's what that is. They got used to Rob being inside, you know, was winning whatever gambling, fighting rings that he was having inside the prison. And now that money ain't bankrolling no more, y'all gonna be last on the list. Sorry, mama, that's how it is. How would it be for you to raise a man who don't want to take care of his household first? Like, wife and kids gotta come first. And I respect Rob for that. Of all the men that we've seen on this show, as far as, you know, quote unquote stepdaddies and coming in the household, he's another one that's actually genuinely shown up. And I respect that. Okay, if he want to play daddy, then let him do that. He can be daddy and zaddy, okay, to Teenie, okay? But now the mama's like, you know what, F it, I just come here to clear my name. You know, Teenie, she put her hands on me. He was like, no, she didn't, mama, no, she didn't. I think Rob just missed it in the heat of the moment, because, sorry, Rob, but she did. Teenie did. She muffed her. And I'm sorry, muffing is very disrespectful, okay? So the fact that mama got muffed, mama started swinging, okay? Now, neither one of them are right. And, you know, now the mama slamming. Now, this is where mama, okay, mama, mama, listen, mama, you doing too much, okay? You banging on the tables and all that goddamn screaming. I don't know what producers told you. I don't know if they told you to give them a show or what, so you can go home with some rent money now that Rob ain't giving you none. Stop acting like this. Stop acting like this. Your son is not the one creating the divide between you and his family. Y'all are the one creating the divide because he's not acting the way y'all want him to act. and doing the things y'all want him to do, now y'all gonna pull back and say it's his fault because he's not showing up in the way that he used to, because he's out and he's got different things going on, and y'all do understand like there's an adjustment period to that. So he's like, what you want me to do, just go back to Tulsa? That's what it's giving. You wanted your son to be out, come back to Tulsa and be bankrolling your life, but sorry mama, that's not how that's finna work. So mama's upset and the kids are looking like, ooh, mama gonna be mad. And Teeny's like, yup, finna get into his ass when I get home, cause she didn't know. Rob didn't tell her. So we gonna see how that plays out. So last but not least, y'all, Zuri and Troy. Zuri, girl, go talk to somebody, because you got a lot of issues. Zuri like them toxic relationships. It's a good thing she is in a relationship with a nigga like Troy, who's a lot more mild-mannered, because it's giving Zuri, you like to fight, okay? That's what that's giving. You like to, okay? So Troy, he's like, man, forget this. Like, you've been giving me this stuff all day. Like, I done miss seeing my daughter. Like, come on, bro. And so she was like, I mean, I'm sorry I've been yelling and everything like that. You know, this is our anniversary, you know? Like, it was always, you know, today's, you know, about the kids. It's our anniversary. It was all different reasons why she was upset. But the real reason, girl, the real reason he was upset because you didn't get no, like, she was expecting more of him to pay attention to the anniversary part. Wake up, probably have flowers. Like, she expected a lot for her anniversary probably. And because it didn't happen, she went up on the deep end. Like, but you can't always be doing that, girl. You are too emotional in this moment. Like, the first thing you want to be screaming and cussing him out and everything like that. Then he got to get out the car to pretend he finna walk to go get his daughter. Like, now the daughter done went home with the mama and everything. Like, Zuri, you do play a part in the fact that, like, you making shit more difficult than it has to be. So they end up apologizing, you know, doing good on the little community day so they can hopefully get some funds, okay, for their Project Heal. But the one thing that ain't healing right now is the relationship with the baby mom. So Troy meets up with the baby moms with Zuri at the park. And he's sitting there asking where the daughter at, because I guess the baby mom said that she was going to be there. Psych. Nope. She walked in there and she was like, first of all, if anybody's gonna be talking, it's just gonna be me and you, because, you know, you just got out. Like, we need to build a co-parental relationship and everything like that. And my first reaction was just like, ugh, like, no, like, girl, what do you mean? Because at the end of the day, like, if your daughter gonna be coming around him, she's gonna be coming around Zuri, no? Like, so why would you not want to have the conversation with her? And then you're steady talking about, oh, she a stranger, she a stranger, she a stranger. Well, how else do you plan on, like, getting to know her? Because at this moment, she not going nowhere. So you building a co-parenting relationship with Troy kind of includes Zuri. Like, am I missing something here? But okay, let's just say for shits and giggles, okay, you just talked with Troy. Y'all now start building co-parenting in regards to what? Like him going down to Buffalo to see your daughter from now on, or not hanging out with Zuri, like not Troy not being allowed to stay at the house because Zuri's there. Like she's a part of the equation regardless of anything. So I'm just I don't know, y'all drop down in the comments, but I get it also because at the end of the day, like, girl, I don't know that woman, so for me to send my child to you is crazy, you know. But that's where it's like, you need to talk to this woman. So now Troy's like, man, where my daughter at? Because if you sitting here saying that, oh, I'm not going to talk in front of her. So he's like, fine then, whatever. And so he's like, that's what you're going to say then? All right. And then she went from, well, now you're not going to dismiss me. Like, now you don't want to walk away, because he was not going to argue with her. So he gets up and starts walking to the car. And he's like, my daughter in there? She like, ain't nothing in there for you. And then she would have sit here and be funny, talking about, hey, see, this is where you come in. Go get your husband. Go get your man. So you stupid too. You dumb too. And I was like, if I was there, I would have been like, bitch, you told me to stay out of it. You said you didn't want to deal with me. I thought you said you didn't want to be involved with me. I thought you said you didn't want me nowhere near this. Now all of a sudden, I need to go get your baby daddy. I need to go run because he's my husband all of a sudden. Girl, stop it. She want a problem with Zuri. And I'm actually proud of Zuri in this one moment that she didn't do the most and go off and do all the extraness. But it's given, this is about to be one of those typical difficult baby mama situations. Not just on the baby mama's end, but Troy and Zuri's end too. But I think that is it, you guys. I feel like I went through everybody. So yeah. Let me get this downloaded and I will catch y'all later. Deuces.